He who is filled with inner delight, who is not swayed by exaltation or sorrow, and who performs actions merely with his physical body, he is established in equanimity. He's filled with inner delight means that there's not a trace of negativity. So he's not swayed by exaltation or sorrow, and performs actions merely with his physical body. The idea is that there isn't emotional involvement going on. There isn't getting caught up in notions and ideas. You use the mind like you use the body. The mind being a tool. The mind is no longer the enemy working against your best interests. The mind is used as the tool of thinking. There's nothing wrong with thinking. It's when we create notions and ideas and then believe in the reality of these notions and ideas and we start behaving accordingly. He is pure as the sky. He is free from desires. His actions are appropriate and spontaneous. I just want to address those who think that this is somehow a cutting off from all the suffering in the world. You behave appropriately, and you behave spontaneously in the sense that you're just doing what needs to be done. You're not doing it with some kind of personal agenda in mind. And in relation to exaltation and sorrow, he behaves as if he's made of wood or clay. He is at peace. He sees all as his own self. He considers others' possessions as dirt. In other words, he's not interested in acquiring other people's possessions or in making them his own, naturally and not through fear. So he's not saying, I like that, but I'm not going to steal it because I might get arrested. There's just no interest there. No interest in other people's possessions or even his own. He alone sees the truth. The ignorant man does not realize the unreality of the objects, big or small, because he has not realized the reality. Ignorance is about overlooking your own awareness. Ignorance is about confusing belief with reality. Ignorance is about believing that our notions are actually facts. Ignorance is about not understanding that facts are only stories. Everything we can talk about is a story. He who has attained the state of pure being is never sullied, whether he lives or dies, at home or elsewhere, in luxury or mendicancy. Whether he enjoys and dances, or he renounces everything and isolates himself on a mountain, whether he wears expensive creams and scents, or he wears matted locks, or falls into the fire, whether he commits sins or performs virtuous deeds, whether he dies or lives till the end of the world's cycle. So it doesn't matter. Once you're established in your own awareness, then as long as that establishment is imperturbable, you're unaffected by everything, and it doesn't matter what your external circumstances are. For he does nothing. It is only the conditioned mind that is tainted, because of its ego sense and the notions attached to it. When all notions have ceased and wisdom has arisen, the impurities of the mind are removed naturally. So you don't have to worry about giving up desires, giving up possessions, or all the rest of it. All you need to worry about is realizing your own awareness and appreciating it. And the more you do that, the more your involvement in your notions, in your stories, falls away, and the impurities of the mind are removed naturally. The enlightened sage stands to gain nothing by either doing anything or by not doing anything. Even as a tree does not spring from a stone, desires do not appear in the life of a sage. Should they arise at times, they instantly vanish like writings on water. And this is the point, they can still arise at times. And the sage still has to be alert to this. And if the sage is alert, they will instantly vanish like writings on water. But if the sage is experiencing a lapse, then the sage can get caught up in it, and then self-forgetfulness ensues. Hopefully at some point the sage will establish themselves once again in their equanimity. The sage and the entire universe are non-different from each other. And this is the ultimate realization of our relationship with the universe, that it is an expression of our essential being, not the essential being of a particular personality. That being transcends any notion of a personality. And once that's understood, there is non-difference between the self and the field of experiencing.